Okay, Brandel, this is pretty easy to see. It might be a little complicated with the hip motions, but here we have Tiger on the left, 2015, Tiger on the right, 2002, I believe. But I got a line, or rather a circle around his head and a circle around the ball to ensure that the camera doesn't move. First here on the right, 2002. So what you're going to see is, we've talked about staying tall, right? But it's not really just staying tall. It's using the correct hip movements at the start of the swing to get the balance right so that he can have room to rotate. So if you look at from address to about right in here, watch the head movement, right? Camera didn't move. It moved. His head moved. It stayed level, pretty level, but it moved a little bit away from the red line. See that? There's a little space right in here. Again, watch that again. So it's there at address, then moves a little bit up and a little bit away from the ball. Okay, watch this one on the left. Okay, what do you see? You see it obviously dip a little, but it also stays what? Right on the red line. See, there's no space. So that's an indicator of what? Well, a couple of things. First, he moves his weight more towards his toes on the backswing. You would have to if the head is moving closer to the ball, your center of mass has to be moving forward. So I mean the key to this though is really in the hip motions from address to this. Let's go back to the right here, from address, to this position here. This old move, Tiger, he actually used the left hip as his axis of rotation. He would have early external rotation of his right hip, slightly extend his right leg, and thus move the weight towards his right heel on the backswing, and it would have a movement with his balance, with his torso up and away from the ball. Okay, and this is important because in the second half of the backswing, the reverse happens. You actually let the right hip internally rotate, and then the left hip goes out towards the ball. And so that's when you actually will drop a little or have some movement towards the ball with the head. On the left one here, Tiger does just the opposite. He's actually He's using his right hip as the axis, and his left hip goes out towards the ball early. You don't see early external rotation of his right hip or really right leg extension. You see movement down and towards the ball from address to here. Thus, his weight goes towards his right toe. You don't see it in the right heel. You don't see the head moving up and away from the ball. And, it prohibits him to have rotation on the downswing. And the cause or the result would be a jump and a pulling away from the ball with less rotation. I mean, we see that him go, big time down at this point, obviously, but then he pulls away from the ball and he's just stuck, right? And he's not rotating. The old swing, obviously, he stayed taller, away from the ball still at this point. And now, of course, when the left hip begins to flex and the right hip begins to internally rotate, he does move towards the ball. Everyone does that. And then you see just a beautiful rotation through impact and plenty of space for the arms to get in front. So I mean, it's just a different sequence from the start. So in my opinion, this could be fixed, in a matter of weeks if someone understood it. So hopefully that made sense. And give me your thoughts. Thanks.